Hello and welcome for the last time in the series, based around you deciding if prions are friends or foes. Today we'll be considering why prions could be considered friends. As we discussed in the previous video, prions have been affecting humans for as long as the 18th century, with reports of sheep scraping themselves against fences as far back as 1732. As we know now, the sheep had a disease called scrapie, a prion disease, yet it was not confirmed prions were the cause of these diseases until 1983 after work by a Stanley prisoner. Prions were found because of the disease. So instantly an assumption was made that they are foes. However, there is work to suggest that prions are actually friends. They are, as we revealed, originally a part of the human body, as Eric Kandel mused. Do you think God made prions just to kill? The behaviour of prions to aggregate is generally associated with disease. However, research has shown that prions are able to garner the ability in a functional way. Eric Kandel, who, as we've said, believes prions are more than just a disease-causing enemy, showed that animals are able to make use of prions for the creation of long-term memories. As shown in the picture here, the prions aggregate to form chains which stabilise synapses. The action of prions can be controlled by cells and turned on when a new long-term memory needs to be made. This starts a chain reaction and is self-perpetuating, so the memory can be maintained for up to a lifetime. Of course, the thing about prions is they can cause diseases that will take away the memories as quickly as they were made. Reid Wickner is a scientist that looked at functional uses of prions in yeast. URE2 is a gene seen in yeast cells that facilitates beneficial traits to be passed on. The URE2 gene is able to act in a prion-like fashion and convert other URE2 molecules to fold identically. An example of a beneficial trait could be the ability to utilise poor nutrient sources in a positive way. During cell division, the prion particles divide amongst the daughter cells, traits are then passed on in a non-Mendelian way. Also, as seen in 2010, Aguzzi and a group of scientists produced evidence that prions are essential to the regulation of the myelin sheath. The myelin sheath surrounds nerves and facilitates movement of nerve impulses. The scientists looked at 4 mouse models that lacked prion proteins. It was found that within 6 weeks there was myelin damage and a higher sensitivity to pain. There was no myelin damage at birth, so it is assumed that prions are needed to maintain the integrity of the myelin sheath. Work done by James Chen in 2011 uncovered a very exciting functional use of prions for humans. It was found that during studies of the mitochondrial protein MAVs, upon exposure to viral RNA, the protein aggregates in a prion-like fashion. This sends the cell into an alarm state, which leads to the release of cytokines such as interferons. A cytokine is simply a molecule that helps fight off a pathogen, and an interferon inhibits viral replication. The cell, in response to the aggregation, can also enter apoptosis, a process in which the cell destroys itself. The action of the cell is geared towards preventing a virus from infecting and spreading within the body. So, there you have it. Contrary to popular belief, the prion isn't all bad. Clearly there are some functional uses. To remind you, let's summarise what we've discussed. When in its arguably natural functional state, a prion uses its ability to aggregate that we associate with disease in a useful way. For example, it is the aggregation that allows synapses to stabilise and maintain long-term memories. Prions also use their features to mediate the passing on of useful traits, as seen in yeast. We also discussed the role of prions in maintaining the hugely important myelin sheath, and lastly how prions play a role in the immune response through the prevention of viral infection. So, I hope now you're in a better position to answer the question first posed at the start of each video. Clearly, as we have shown, there are solid arguments for both sides. Prions are implicated in very debilitating diseases and very easy to call a foe. However, there is of course the idea that prions, before causing disease, are potentially very useful to organisms. It is admittedly a difficult question to answer because of where we are with the research. We have known about prions causing diseases for a lot longer than we have known about them being a friend. Also, do take a moment to realise that prion diseases occur between the ages of 50 and 70, later in life. The human race is living longer due to medical science curing diseases that killed us younger. Incidence inevitably increases. If you ask me, I believe it is likely in the next 10 years exciting developments will be made to show prions as an integral part to many important systems within the human body. However, that's just me, and by no means the correct answer. Anyway, who cares about my opinion? You are now in position to make a valid argument either way. I'll leave you with the question one last time. Prions, are they friends or foes?